Most beautiful spots have helped people feel closer to those that they've lost. So we asked Jenny Brown to put on her walking boots and go up the mountains of Mourne, a place that's definitely making memories.
From inspiring C.S. Lewis to write his fantasy classic The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, to being immortalised in song, Northern Ireland's Mourne Mountains have left a lasting impression on many. And the most magical of all the Mournes is Slieve Donard, Northern Ireland's highest point. A wonder I've often admired but never conquered. Until today, that is.
You can walk up these days thanks to well-signed trails and walkways, but the 850-metre climb to the top of the highest point of Slieve Donard takes, as they say in these parts, a lot of puff.
Persevere though, and the reward is something pretty special. In fact, it's so special people have chosen this spot to leave memorials for the loved ones they've lost. Like the one for Mo Fearon, who died at the age of 40. Today I'm meeting his best friend, Paul Keenan, a stonemason who made the memorial stone.
So can you tell me a little bit about Mo? What was he like?
Morris was a great friend, a very loyal friend, and we met at school when we were early teens, and we remained firm friends for 30 years. Morris died of cancer 4 years ago in March. He was due to be married, and I was to be his best man, but unfortunately he died the day he was to be married.
Paul then organised an emotional trek to Slieve Donard in Mo's honour.
About 170 of his friends and family and work colleagues all made the effort to come up here as a tribute to him. It was exhilarating.
So what gave you the idea to place a memorial stone to Mo here?
We saw stones that other people left, and we thought it was very poignant and would like to be part of that tradition, and we'd come up and leave our own stone up here.
This trend has spread across the whole of the UK, from Snowdon to Ben Nevis. And yet, although people obviously find great comfort in laying the stones, National Trust Ranger Patrick Lynch is keen to issue a word of warning.
The current policy isn't to remove them, but people feel a strong ownership of the mountain. And we have to remember that it's an area of outstanding natural beauty, and it's also a special area of conservation. And so it's a hugely important site that we need to protect.
But of course, not everyone chooses to leave a permanent sign on the mountain.
For others, their memorial is more fleeting and symbolic. Like Joe Baldwin, who has his own way of honouring his eldest son. Connell was only 12 when he died suddenly from a rare heart illness on Christmas Eve 2012. He was a gifted hurler and full of promise. Joe organised a memorial walk up Slieve Donard, and no less than 500 people turned up.
So Joe, why do you come to Slieve Donard?
Well, being born and reared in the Mournes, you know, you see Slieve Donard from the road. It's a very high peak, and you feel that when you're that wee bit higher, that he's in heaven, you're that wee bit closer to him.
Why did you attract so many people to come with you on the walk?
Through his local sport clubs, and it just grew and grew and grew, and like 500 people come in the most atrocious weather. It was a feeling of euphoria. You know, people who had never done this walk before just decided that they were getting to the top of this mountain for Connell. He just was an incredible wee boy. He really was.
Now Connell's family sees Slieve Donard as much more than just a mountain.
It brings back memories of that day, and they were happy times within the saddest of times, you know, that we were going through, that, you know, we can look back on them and say that's a day that the community come together, really pulled us through.
So now Joe comes to Slieve Donard to carry out his own special tradition in memory of Connell.
I carried his hurl that day up the mountain, so today, you know, striking the ball over the end of the mountain, it's something that makes me personally feel that I'm close to Connell.
Wishful like me to be back where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea.
Oh, and thank you to everybody there who shared their stories of remembrance with us. Really upsetting, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really